Alright guys, welcome back. So basically ImGui is a GUI library that allows us to create UI interfaces for any application we're building that's based on some other libraries. It's augmenting on top of a graphic library like OpenGL or Vulkan or DirectX or whatever. If you look at it, you can see there's the example ones has so many things, right? With GLFW or with Apple's Metal, okay, OpenGL and Android OpenGL, all those kind of things. So basically, it's augmenting with graphic user interface for the other graphic library you're primarily using as the viewport, and this one is using DirectX. So a bunch of things are DirectX stuff we don't have to worry about. You can see it's setting up the application with Windows. Yeah, this is not ImGui at all, right? And even until you get here, right, and then you set up the basic initializations like keyboard controls, gamepad controls, basic setup in there, and then it implements the Windows 32 eventually, right? And eventually here, after you got everything set up, you do a while loop to be your loop, and this while loop is basically running rapidly and then refreshing the viewport, and then eventually the while loop ends, and that's when everything ends and clean up. This is basically the main function here, right? Okay, and then we just worry about the while loop, and then specifically the thing you need to look at is this 1, 2, 3, right? These three things are some ImGui examples here. You can see the show big demo, right? Window is basically this demo window. If you run it, you can see how this is the demo window, right? You can close it there. And if you basically comment it out, it wouldn't do anything anymore. And if you look at this, and you can see we don't have the demo window, right? No longer have the demo window, but you can also use the checker box to, oh, we don't, okay, because we don't have that if statement anymore. Okay. No biggies. So if you control click on the show demo window and go to the actual implementation of that, you can see, well, it's basically a function that creates a bunch of different UI elements and a bunch of other things like show it. Oh yeah, it's actually doing a bunch of sub function calls, which internally is making things like menu and a bunch of other things. So this is really helpful for us to examine what's going on there. But if you just want to try, right, to do it yourself, all you have to do is just delete 1, 2, 3, right, and then you can start doing your own thing. Okay, now we can do if ImGui begin. So this begins a new window, and then make sure that you end the window. ImGui end. Right, and basically that's, so whatever UI elements you just need to put in here, because this is run in a while loop. Make sure that you do know that this is ticking basically, and the name is going to be the name of the window, my new window, something like that, right? And then next thing is is it open or not? You can actually set up a boolean reference there to always allow you to change that boolean to change the visibility of the window basically, and then a bunch of different flags. If you don't want to be having a boolean to control it's open or not, just pass in an null pointer, and then you have a bunch of different flags. You can also leave them alone, and that should be the easiest to set up. If you run it now, you'll see that you just have a window called my window, and it doesn't have anything, right? And so basically this window is able to move anywhere in this viewport. This viewport here is basically your DirectX window there, your viewport. And if you want to do something about it, I believe the clear color is the color that the DirectX is using for the background, I believe. So you can, yeah, you can change that, I believe. So you can change that to like a black color there for 0. So if they're all zeros, then the background will be black. And yes, that's it. So this is how you change the background color. And the window can be moved, can be expanded. Those are all defined by when we're creating the window, right? The window flags. There are a whole lot of window flags. Those are bit flags. If you look at, let's search for that. anything that has the underscore there. There should be a whole bunch, yes. So a whole lot, right? So you can try those things and see what they're doing. One thing you can do is to do the no collapse, so it doesn't have the collapse. No decoration, I believe. Put that in. To do and, you use this one there, right, to add in. And we can add in no decoration, don't like that either. Okay, and if you do those two, you can see how the window is dramatically changed. It doesn't have anything, right? You can still move it. So you can go there and see if there's more. No background, so there's no background. Let's see how that one works. So you can have a lot of fun with the setup here. See, this window is just there, right? Nothing. And you can also make it the same size as the viewport, I believe. So that you basically use you can create a window that's basically the window that's part of the UI, right? And no, nothing else. Okay. And then you can start typing in like if ImGui button, you can do button, you can do text, whatever, right? And those kind of things. My button, and you can do something about it. Like you can, if the button is clicked, you can have a text. So basically this if it's checking if the button is clicked, because it's running in a while loop. That's why it's able to constantly check if the button is clicked, does it show the text or not, right? Only the button is clicked when that's when the text is visible. Text is here, right? Now if you run this again, you can see now we have a button, click on it, then the text is here, right? Yes, so it doesn't really stay there, I believe, because it's constantly checking that. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so there's a bunch of things you can do, right? Just go ahead and explore. This is all yours now, right? If you want the window to be where you want it to be, you can actually say that ImGui next, set next window position, right? And set next window size, get main viewport, and then we can do the position. Yeah, and then we can set the next window size. The main viewport, of course, is your DirectX viewport or whatever, the Volcano or the OpenGL viewport, right? And the size. So that way you have the same position and size as your window. Basically, your window is the window now. It doesn't have a background. It's here, right? It's here. This is not your window now, right? This is something I've been struggling with. That I want to have just one window, right? I'm not building anything that has a 3D viewport down there. So I'm basically making the whole window the window. Alrighty. And then you can change the window name. Of course, I think it's somewhere down there. Oh, it's all the way on the top, I think. Yes, the window name is here. So yes, this is my super window now. Yeah, so now that window name is indeed changed, right? And you can add buttons, you can do whatever you want now, right? Now I leave you to explore these things and read the documentation, but this is how to set up. The harder thing is to set things up. Once you got things set up, read some of the source code in those examples. They're super helpful, and there's a bunch of people who can help you to on the forums or even ChatGPT. Really helpful. If you ask it what to do this and that with ImGui, it oftentimes gives you some really good suggestions. Right, that's gonna be it for this short video tutorial. Right, I have 2 videos, but this is just get you up and running with ImGui, and not gonna waste your time to see a bunch of things you can figure out already. So that's it for this entire video. See you guys next time.